Guys, Jagveer Singh back with another video of Mastercam 2020 Lathe, and in this video I'm going to correct some of the mistakes that I have made in past, which I figured it out later on that how can I improve on them, which was basically the lathe roughing, in which I was having a crash or a tool collision showing up every time I was trying to regenerate. So I tried to figure it out how to change it. So let's get started. So right here, so initially the problem that I was facing was just in the roughing, it was showing some problems, which was under the parameters. I've kept the parameters too high that it was showing me collision. So as far as I remember from initial values, which was depth of cut was close to 1.5 as far as I remember, and everything else was approximately the same, and this thing was the stock recognition. For the first time I chose use stock for outer boundaries, but I think then I forgot by default it is disabled, so I skipped this thing I guess, because of which it came out to be a problem in future. Then lead in and lead out as well, I kept the lead in lead out to be 1.5, close to 1 for both of them, and the lead out for 1 as well. So when I do this, I think that was the reason it showed tool collision. There you go. So this is how the tool collision for the first time in my first video came up with, which I thought was Mastercam error, but when I figured it out and tried to play around the values, it got sorted out. So let me tell you what was the problem with this. So when I go to the parameters itself, you can see the depth of cut of 1.5 millimeter is pretty huge with respect to all the other parameters that we are keeping in the mind, which is the entry amount, the exit amount. We are keeping them to be 2 millimeters, and the stock to leave is 0.2, whereas the depth of cut of 1.5 is pretty high in comparison to what we are trying to cut of equal step. Especially in lathe, every parameter will get multiplied by 2. We need to keep that in mind as well. So for example, if I want to cut 1.5 as depth of cut, it means in real life I'm cutting a diameter of 3 millimeters. So that is a huge value, especially in terms of lathe, in which we are having all the other parameters to be very small. So I will keep the depth of cut to be 0.5, let's say, and rest of all, also the lead in lead out, I'm kind of confident that it should work, but this was the main problem as well. The stock recognition should be always use stock from the outer boundaries. Let's try to do it. If it doesn't work now, there you go. And this time it works pretty well. And also to highlight the tool paths, you can always click on toggle display on a selected operation. So for example, if I want to show my just the roughing operation, I select the operation and click on toggle. You also have only display selected tool path, or you can select all of them and click on the selected tool paths as well. First I'm going to regenerate all of them, and there you go. You can see all the tool paths regenerated as well. You can always toggle between if you want to hide the tool path, or if you want to show the tool path, you can do the same. So this video was just for editing and correcting that the small mistakes that we made, and it is pretty common that we can make these mistakes. So just to give you an idea, I made few mistakes in the past which I corrected in this video for the roughing operation. So that's pretty much it for this video. In upcoming videos I will talk about how to do the groove, the and the cutoff. So these are the two operations left for this particular part, and in future we will talk about milling and also some complex lathe part as well. So thank you for watching, and do not forget to subscribe.